Okay, without further ado, let's welcome our players of the stage. First up, representative from Singapore. Zulherryka, please come out to the stage. And next up, his competitor.
Forgot the name. Sorry.
His competitor, Ayman from Malaysia.
Alright, Zarif Ayman dari Malaysia
Zarif Ayman.
untuk naik ke pentas.
Okay, just give them about 5 minutes for them to set up the game. They will connect to each other console, and the match, the final match, shall begin.
Okay.
You guys ready to go?
Hold on. I just a bit.
Okay, you go.
Okay, go.
Alright, once again we are back with the Masters Division Finals this time. Very exciting match for you in store. We've seen both Zarif and Zul on stream playing the top 4 matches and very convincing sets in both of those games. Zarif showing some, a very well-trained Landorus as well as a very well-trained Suicune. And Zul on the other hand showing off very strong prediction skills in his top 4 match against Zul. What do you expect going into this game?
I mean, both of them have actually faced each other in space, so both of them probably know their team very well by now. It's going to be quite interesting as both of them will be trying to outplay each other as they know each other's items and moveset already.
They did play in Swiss, and if I remember correctly, in that Swiss round match, Zarif actually took that set, dropping Zul, handing Zul his only loss in the Swiss rounds actually. So Zul is back for revenge here, as we see on team preview at the bottom of the screen here. Zul's team, of course, is that Sun team with Charizard, Heatran, Landorus, Cresselia, Thundurus, and Breloom, while Zarif's team is that Kangaskhan, Landorus, Suicune, Breloom, Heatran, and the Sylveon. So once again, we do see the Breloom mirror, the same thing as in the top 4 set, where Phil and Zul both had their Breloom. Neither of them brought their Breloom in that set. So it'd be interesting to see whether Breloom will make a show in the finals.
Well, sorry, now since we're having some technical difficulties during the match, so yeah, we're talking about the teams. Both of them have Breloom, both of them have Landorus, but it's not pretty much a Charizard against Kangaskhan here. So it's kind of interesting. Now we have pretty much a Singapore versus Malaysia finals. Kind of one of those things that a lot of Singaporeans would like to see. And Zul will definitely want to kind of take revenge for the Swiss round.
Exactly, and I think on this side, Phil mentioned in his top 4 set that he didn't bring Breloom because of how really unfriendly Zul's team here is. He has his own Breloom, he has his Heatran and his Charizard, which are both faster than Breloom. He has Thundurus, which can taunt the Breloom as well, and rendering him completely useless. On the other hand, though, depending on how much speed, we saw that Zarif did have that focus sash on his Heatran, but it still was a relatively slow Heatran. So in this case, bringing Breloom on the slow side may actually not be the worst of ideas, as firing off spores onto Suicune and Heatran here will definitely put him in a very competitive position, and Sylveon as well.
Well, we have to really see how the battle goes. Right now, we are still setting up the game. We just switched on the DS here. Actually, we actually had a similar situation of Singaporean against the Malaysian in the Malaysian regionals. If I recall correctly, it was Ayman against Lau Waye.
Yes, that was a very interesting match as well. Also a showdown between Charizard and Kangaskhan in that matchup. However, in this case, the matchups are reversed, as it's Zul here with the Mega Charizard and Ayman with the Mega Kangaskhan instead.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the audience we have here Game Smash, we actually have a couple of Malaysians coming down, so we're going to definitely have a lot of cheers for both sides, supporting both Zul and Zarif.
Yeah, this is the last match of the entire Singapore Nationals here, guys. So do give them a huge round of applause to the last two players to play at this Nationals. Give it up for both of our finalists. As we go into team preview here, of course, Zarif gonna have to play very carefully with his Pokemon here. His only way to get out of Breloom scoring him is to use his Amoonguss and switch in smartly. Everything else on his team is gonna get people to sleep unless Suicune can get up a Tailwind. However, Zul does have the Thunderous and the Breloom to disrupt that as well.
I mean, Taunt is kind of an option that Zul actually has here, especially on Thunderous. With Prankster is going to go first before any other Pokemon. So Prankster against the Amoonguss, Prankster against the against the Amoonguss is going to be quite. Alright, I apologize. Apparently, Zarif does not have his own Breloom, but he does have a Amoonguss on his team instead. Similar role, just slower and have the capabilities of redirecting.
Amoonguss here probably definitely doesn't want to show its face in front of both a Mega Charizard and a Heatran, as well as a Thunderous that can taunt it, and a Cresselia that can hit it for super effective damage with a Psychic type move as well. As we are going straight into round one of the finals.
Give it up for Zarif and Zul for the finals, Singapore Nationals Championship 2015.
I think the lead matchups here is going to be so important as Breloom Thunder is coming out from Zul here, not wanting to have anything to do with Suicune and Amoonguss, but Zarif goes for the Kangaskhan Landorus lead, neither of which are bothered too much by this disruption.
I mean, Thunderous is kind of in a bad position. Getting hit by Rock Slide is not something it wants, but at least it can launch off a Thunder Wave relatively easily onto the Kangaskhan. Breloom too, with his speed, it can launch a Spore, probably using Focus Sash, so it's safe that way. However, Focus Sash does not save it from Parental Bond of the Mega Kangaskhan.
Kangaskhan going to go straight for the Mega Evolution here, showing why it's possibly one of the strongest Mega Evolutions in the game, both in 2014 and 2015. Breloom gonna go for the same play and protect. Are we gonna see a hard read on the first turn? Fake out, going out onto the Breloom. No such read as Thunderous is free to get off that Thunder Wave onto the Kangaskhan, reducing his speed by 75%, and making sure that it has that 25% chance of not moving for the remainder of this game.
Rock Slide does come onto the Thunderous. Oh, critical hit onto the Thunderous, but it actually survives, being able to heal up back with his Citrus Berry back to slightly less than half health.
Unfortunate there for Zarif in a way, for Zul in a way, as looking at the damage calculations without that critical hit, it would have been able to survive 2. But in that case, Thunderous not being able to move before Landorus and get off the Hidden Power Ice probably means that it does have that chance to flinch, as well as taking damage from Kangaskhan Sucker Punch if Zarif chooses to go for that.
And now at least he has paralyzed the Kangaskhan, one of the biggest threats on Zarif's team, so it can kind of play around that safely. As you see a switch out onto a double switch out into Cresselia, and we see a Heatran. Kind of an interesting setting up a Heatran against Landorus. Probably, I mean, as you see, the Landorus is now using Rock Slide, so it's probably choice. And the Heatran is fine with taking a bit of Rock Slide here and there.
Double Edge coming up onto the Heatran, doing so much damage, even resisted. The Steel-type Pokemon not liking that damage at all. However, this process may prove costly as Heatran can definitely fire off maybe helping-handed Heat Waves in this situation. Landorus locked in the Rock Slide though, has that 30% chance of clinching the Heatran.
Both players are kind of a relatively even position here. Landorus being a very fast Pokemon, being able to launch off his Rock Slides easily. Kangaskhan, however, is in danger. Zul, can you... Oh, actually we see the withdraw from the Kangaskhan. What is Zarif going to send out? It sends out the Suicune right there. A good matchup against the Heatran.
As well as the Cresselia being able to snarl both of these Pokemon. Rock Slide is going to happen. Rocks fall on both the Cresselia and the Heatran. Are there any? Heatran does go get the overheat, but overheat goes off onto the Suicune. That is not how an overheat should be blown. As Suicune takes almost nothing from that, and that is a massive switch in for Zarif here.
Psychic does go onto the Suicune, not gonna do much. The Suicune pretty much very especially bulky here, taking those hits no problem. Zarif in a very good position right now.
Exactly. That was an amazing switch. I mean, it was a safe play, but at the same time, it was such a safe play, and he's gained so much momentum just from doing that. He now has an offensive presence with the Landorus, and he also has a bulky Pokemon on the field, which can continue to hinder Zol's Pokemon with that Snarl. Gonna do a bit of chip damage to the Cresselia, but crucially dropping its special attack.
Oh, unfortunately, we see the Cresselia flinching, not being able to do anything distant thanks to the Rock Slide.
Possibly going for an Ice Beam there to try to take out the Landorus. Unfortunate flinch there, but we've seen how well trained Zarif's Landorus is. I almost said Rock Slide. That Landorus is so well trained in its Rock Slide flinches that it's been getting flinches over and over again in this entire Top Gun set.
As you can see here, Zarif's own Landorus is called Click Rock Slide. Zarif is pretty much following instruction, and it is working out well for him.
Rock Slide is going to come off again. Heatran avoids though. That might be huge. The Heatran is allowed to get off an attack here before it goes down. Heat Wave coming off, -2 Heat Wave, not going to be doing too much damage, but Mullet gets the burn on this Landorus.
It gets the burn!
That is massive! As Snarl gets off onto the Heatran, but Heatran put in one final piece of work onto the field before falling down, getting that 10% burn chance onto Landorus.
Of course, burn reduces the attack stat of Landorus by half, so Landorus won't be able to deal as much damage with burn right now. As you see, Landorus does survive the Ice Beam incoming from Cresselia. That burn is really going to help out.
Cresselia is sitting out really at really low HP right now though, so possibly doesn't want to take any more damage here. But I don't know whether it can avoid that, as perhaps a Mach Punch and a Scald. Breloom can take out one of the two Pokemon here on Zarif's side of the field, either sporing the Suicune or going for the Mach Punch onto Landorus. However, that means that Cresselia is definitely going to be targeted down by one of the two attacks.
If Cresselia does have a safe switch in, he's probably going to do that. As we see here, Cresselia switching onto what is he going to come out? Oh, of course, the Thunderous from earlier on. March coming on to Landorus, not wanting to risk any Rock Slide, knocking it out.
Landorus there fainting though, but Tailwind comes out from the Suicune, and that is pretty big play. That is a pretty big play from Zarif. However, he does have that paralyzed Kangaskhan in the back, and Thunderous coming back in here can easily paralyze another Pokemon here.
Yeah, paralysis decreases your speed to actually a quarter of your speed. So Tailwind only increase it times 2. So it's still going to be slower with the Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave is totally going to neutral Tailwind.
The question is though that Thunderous probably only has one turn left on this field. It really depends on what Zarif wants to Thunder Wave here. Either the Suicune or the Sylveon. Safe protection from Breloom trying to sack the Thunderous and bring his Pokemon in for free. Let's see what Zol goes for. He paralyzes the Sylveon, recognizing it as the huge offensive presence on Zarif's side of the field. Ice Beam goes off into the Breloom, as Hyper Voice is gonna pick up the KO on the Thunderous though. Zarif there covering his bases very well, trying to pick off the Breloom in case it try to go for some fancy play, like predicting a double target into the Thunderous slot.
I mean, because a focus smash on the Breloom will let it survive a Hyper Voice, so he really needs that Ice Beam to hit the Breloom instead. However, on Bull's side, he has the Cresselia. Cresselia can't really deal so much damage, so he has to rely on that Breloom to do everything for him.
So he's going to outspeed Breloom here and get off that Ice Beam, going to drop it all the way down into red, 1 HP, hangs out with his Focus Sash, but is it going to freeze? Bullet Seed comes out before the Sylveon, onto the Sylveon, going to do a good amount of damage. He needs 5 hits here. Can Breloom do it? No, Breloom can only hit twice as Cresselia goes straight for the Moonlight. However, Sylveon, if it doesn't get fully paralyzed here, is definitely going to wrap up the game for Zarif here.
But Sylveon does manage to let off his Hyper Voice, dealing good damage onto Crucella and knocking out that Prelude.
I think it's pretty safe to say that Zarif has won this game here. Zol really needed that full paralysis that turn in order for anything to happen in that game. And unfortunately, you know, when you're relying on that 25% chance to win, chances are it's not really going to happen. As Suikun is just free to snarl away here as Moonlight just continues to come out from this Cresselia. However, a combination of Moonlight and Hypervoice is definitely going to be enough to take out this Cresselia. It can't Moonlight forever.
Hypervoice, especially on a single target, is going to deal more damage than when double targeting. Cresselia actually still survives that Hypervoice. Still at 6 HP, is not going to do anything. Suiku's going to take it out before he can make a move.
Suikun outspeeding. Cresselia under Tailwind. After Tailwind expired, showing it doesn't need that speed control. Cresselia falls and Zarif takes game 1 against Zol here.
Actually, we have kind of good plays here from both teams in game 1, despite Zarif taking a win of a 3-0. What Zul needs to do here is probably not to make too risky of a play. At the start, we see him using an overhit onto a protecting Pokemon. Not something you want to happen.
In addition, I think the way Zol used his Thunder Waves can probably be optimized better. The fact about statuses in Pokemon is that you can only inflict one status to Pokemon. And since he Thunder Wave the Sylveon and the Kangaskhan, it meant that he couldn't spore them afterwards. And that was probably what really cost him the match. The inability to spore Pokemon because they're already paralyzed.
Yeah, as we mentioned, since you can't use status move, two status effects onto one Pokemon, Zul will have to decide whether he wants to put them to sleep or whether he wants to use Thunder Wave for speed control. I mean, either one is good. However, both are still. However, you still have to decide. Both are good for different situations.
Zarif is one step away from becoming the Singapore national champion here. Zul is probably going to fight for his life in this game.
Alright, here so we see the match is going to start.
As we see Kangaskhan Landorus safe leads coming out from Zarif here. Definitely wants to rely on that Rock Slide and get off good Intimidate. However, Zol here does switch it up, switching his Breloom for the Cresselia, so Intimidate here not going to affect anything at all. However,
Cresselia here is kind of free to Ice Beam onto the Landorus. However, it's still not really a good position for Thunderous itself. Thunderous can go for the Thunder Wave as he did in the first game, making Kangaskhan go slower. However, this can still go either way. Rock Slide is still a very dangerous thing you have to face against. But we see a switch out here for Thunderous.
Gonna send in that Heatran, trying to call the fake out onto the double switch here, not liking the matchup at all. Going into the Charizard. That is a really risky play, as Landorus might be firing off that 4-time super effective Rock Slide right from the get-go.
I mean, as you can see from the nickname, Charizard is really afraid of Rock Slide. And but actually Landorus goes for the knockoff onto the Charizard. Charizard, of course, using a Mega Stone, can't be knocked off that, but Double Edge just come onto the Charizard, going to pick up the KO right there and there.
Double target into the Mega Pokemon, and Zol loses his Mega without even doing anything in the first turn there.
That was a very big move for Zarif there, taking out the Mega Pokemon right in the first turn before the Mega Pokemon can even make a move on his own. So Zul is kind of in a tough spot right now.
With the Landorus locked into knockoff though, it does mean that this Heatran is pretty free to get off some attacks, but however it does want to scout out a potential fighting move from this Kangaskhan as Thunder Wave comes out from the Thunderous onto Kangaskhan, going to slow down his speed once again. Knockoff going to go onto the Thunderous. They're going to deprive it of the Citrus Berry. Is it going to be a double target into the Kangaskhan? Low kick into the Heatran though, so not the best play that Zarif could have made there.
On the bright side, for on the small Zul side of the team, he is still kind of in trouble, having 3 Pokemon with pretty much 2 support Pokemon, Thunderous and Cresselia, both not being able to deal much damage. On the bright side, you have Kangaskhan now very slow, so Heatran can make a move before that.
The previous game, Zol tried to overheat the Kangaskhan, so only to be denied by the swing position. So I would be really hesitant for him to switch in here. However, Zarif does switch it up here and actually switches out his Landorus for the Sylveon, and Heatran goes out, not wanting to take a low kick, and in comes Cresselia as well. so many switches. Everybody's switching out in this turn. Not only does no one wants to attack, as Suicune does come out in that slot as well.
Sending in Suicune against the Thunderous is kind of a weird play. I guess that Suicune really wants to take a hit for it. But Hidden Power does come up. Probably Hidden Power Eyes onto the Sylveon. Sylveon being very specially bulky, takes that hit very well.
Zarif played himself in here into a fantastic position. He has a Suicune here that can just snarl away at 2 special attackers. And Sylveon here loves to fight against special attackers which aren't very strong, and that is exactly what support Pokemon like Thundurus and Cresselia are, as the Snarl is going to come off before the Cresselia gets to attack, dropping its special attack there.
With 2 Pokemon. Oh, but Calm Mind does come out, recovering from the special attack, increases the special defense so he can take hits like Hyper Voice very easily. However, the Snarl and Calm Mind both are going to cancel each other out. Might help a bit on the special defense side, but not too much.
Cresselia here going for the Calm Mind. Might cost some troubles for Zarif in terms of being able to take it out. Once Cresselia has shown that it has that Moonlight, and therefore once it has racked up enough Calm Mind boost, it can just go straight for that Moonlight and recover all the way back, and special attackers such as Suicune and Sylveon are going to have a really tough time trying to take it down.
However, Zul will still want to take out that Kangaskhan and Landorus, both being physical attackers. Calm Mind is not going to do anything to counter the physical attackers, and it only increases your special defense. So even after a good matchup against Sylveon and Suicune, you still have to deal with those two.
Cresselia goes for another Calm Mind there, getting into +2 special defense and +1 special attack. And in this case, you can see, a choice spec Sonic can do so little damage to a Cresselia at +2. Skull is going to come off onto the double protecting Heatran, fails to double protect. As Moonlight comes off from the Cresselia, going to heal back all the way up, but not getting a double protect there might prove completely crucial in this matchup here.
Hyper Voice does come out, not going to deal too much damage onto the Cresselia, a bit of damage to Heatran. Heatran being resistant to it, divide ×4, so both actually having a good matchup against Sylveon. However, that Heatran is probably going to face sometime soon, so it's not really a good position.
Earth Power coming out, possibly trying to play for that special attack drop here, but not going to get it, as Heatran is going to take a bit more damage, putting it into Hyper Voice range, even with that special attack, that double resist there.
Psychic does come out onto the Suicune. I think it's probably a neutral Psychic, but Sylveon is actually paralyzed this turn, not being able to take out the Heatran immediately. Well, Zarif is still on the outside for this match, so
Zarif has the Pokemon lead and the momentum lead here. He's 4-2 up. He's controlling 2 special attackers with Snarl, enabling them to, not able to be able to KO his Pokemon here.
Yeah, he can take a paralysis of 2.
Earth Power does come out once again. He needs a crit and a special defense drop. Unlikely given the circumstances. As Snarl does come out once again, you're going to slowly drop this Cresselia's defensive presence. Heatran does faint, and Zul is on his final Pokemon, and Zarif is 1 step away from becoming the Singapore national champion here.
Calm Mind does come out again, increasing the special attack back to neutral and increasing the special defense to extremely high levels.
Sylveon, of course, fighting through that paralysis this turn, gets Hyper Voice off, does so little damage, unable to get that critical hit.
One thing Zarif can do is probably to switch out to seal the game. However, that's actually a risky play. So Zarif is just going to whittle it down, let his own Sylveon or Suicune but Suicune does switch out, probably or do the Landorus, not wanting to delay this game any longer.
Cresselia here, a double switch from Zarif, recognizing that 2 special attackers probably not going to pull the work onto this Cresselia here. However, a timely Moonlight here could buy Zul an extra turn or 2, but no, he just goes straight for the Psychic into Landorus, doing a piddly amount of damage. Cresselia not the most specially offensive Pokemon around. Now that we know Zul's Cresselia's 4 attacks, Kangaskhan is just free to go for this knockoff here. Good, so much damage, picks up the KO! Knockoff picking up the KO, even though the Rocky Helmet does handle. Cresselia falls, Zarif takes game 2 and the finals of the Singapore National Championships. Congratulations to Zarif, our first Singapore National Champion.
Congratulations to both players. Of course, congratulations to Zarif for being our first champion here, and of course to Zul for taking second place in our first ever Singapore Nationals Championship 2015.
Of course, once again, both players are going to qualify for the World Championships, having earned 500 and 600 championship points respectively. So we do expect to see them at Worlds. You know, Zarif, I think, has played at, I think, one or two of the last chance qualifiers previously, so he's no stranger to the Worlds metagame. Zul here, though, is going to be a first-time player at the World Championships, but expecting big things from both of these players.
So now we're still going to go into an interview with Zarif, and stay tuned. This is up on the screen. Where's Zarif? Cheryl. Sorry, Cheryl. Cheryl, can I help call Zarif? Help call Zarif for interview. Call Zarif for interview once he comes on. Can I set both of our seats? Am I sitting inside or am I sitting here? Alright, I'll leave the mic here. Your show. Thanks. Apa jadi? You'll be sitting inside.
You have to still wear the thing, still the stream.
Huh?
Wear it, it's still a stream.
Alright.
Wear the mic.
Okay.
No need lah.
Okay, so. And we are back here with our first champion of the Singapore Nationals 2015. Hi Zarif, congratulations. I mean, how do you feel? I mean, you if I'm not wrong, you only lost your last round in Swiss, if I'm correct?
I lost my last Swiss round to Wayin.
Oh yeah. You were pretty much almost flawless in Swiss, losing your final round, but now you're actually in the top position, so...
It was a very good opportunity for me because basically I faced Yusof in Swiss rounds before, and that gave a lot of information out.
Yeah, I mean, as we say in the match, both of you pretty much you played actually very well. With both of you having information of each other, despite that you managed to play around him and get the game. So I mean, how do you feel right now actually being the champion of the nationals?
I cannot describe the feeling. No idea.
Still like a shock and all right now.
I actually won.
Well, I mean, congratulations once again, and hope to see. Good to see you. It was definitely right.
I think he overtakes the round for the pit.
There might be a chance for you getting the paid invite. We still have to see how, but still, we'll definitely see you in Worlds, and I bid you all the best. Once again, congratulations to you. Alright, so that's all we have here for the Singapore Nationals 2015. And of course, to all you viewers out there on Twitch and those here in Game Fest, thank you for watching and goodbye.
Thank you.
gonna stop all the things?